I know you read the title of this video and said, oh my god, content in content? Whoa, that's crazy. But here's the thing. In the English language, sometimes you can have two words that are spelled the exact same, but are pronounced differently and have different meanings. And that's exactly what I did here. So, I decided, you know what? I want to make this title, specifically because, I think it shows how people's brains have kind of geared toward one definition of the word and not the other. Because there's so much of the word content thrown around now. And you can argue that I've even done my fair share of it. And to be fair, I have. I definitely have contributed to it a lot. I have uploaded, I think it's like almost 180 something videos or whatever on this account. It's a lot of videos. And a lot of them are kind of whatever, you know, of varying quality. But the point is that people have become so fixated on content to the point where, like, you know, you watch those kick streamers streams or whatever, and they're just trying to make like content out of like anything, which is like just annoying people in the real world who are just trying to live their lives or trying to have fun. It's just fucking people just ruining their fucking day. Or you'll have like those fucking driving streamers where they just fucking like get in car crashes and they're like, whoa, content, dude. Like, really? Like, yeah, dude, I just endangered this person's life and like other people's lives around me, and you know, this is great content. Like, I feel like the word content has become so synonymous with this stuff. And there's also the whole phrase of like content creator, which, I mean, not as bad as influencer, but still pretty bad. But I feel like just seeing that word, you instinctively think, oh, that's his content. But it can also mean content, which is, you know, like satisfied, fulfilled. And so I'm kind of feeling satisfied and fulfilled or content with my content at this point. Because I feel like I've ended up in that same spot again the last time I did, when I decided to stop uploading daily. Because I had uploaded daily for probably like 2 months, I think. And what happened was then I was just like, I feel that I'm uploading stuff that is just so bottom of the barrel, maybe would be a good way to put it, or just low effort and me not even trying and just uploading whatever I can just so I can say I uploaded something that day. And eventually I was just like, I gotta stop. So I ended it on my own terms before, you know, I would have missed a day. But then afterwards, I kind of just stagnated with the content a lot. There was a point, I think I probably didn't upload something for like maybe a week or more than a week. It's like, I'm not really making crazy stuff here. So I should be making more stuff. But that was what eventually led to me being like, you know what? I'm gonna do it again. So then I started uploading daily again. And this time I feel like I've done pretty well. I've made videos that require more effort, like, you know, for example, blurring the background, or having to get gameplay footage, even though, I mean, that's not really that big of a deal, but still, I mean, it's harder than just putting a static image, or, you know, trying to make more interesting videos. But I think it has also caused me some problems that I've slowly been realizing, but like now I'm really thinking about, and I'm just like, you know, man, I think maybe this isn't it. Because I feel like I have started trying to like maximize every chance that I can get to make a video. So it's like, especially on my days off, for example, like Wednesdays, right? Because it's like I have to drive out to go to my appointment, right? I go to my appointment, then I'm like doing CD hunting, or I'm just, going somewhere and buying something. So then there's that, and then I'm coming home and I'm doing like my weekly update, and then on top of that, sometimes I'm trying to record a video while I'm taking my walk, and I'm just like, it's nice to have this backlog of videos, but I also can't help but feel that I just kind of am trying to like milk every second I can to like turn something into a video. And so it's almost like I'm like these fucking IRL streamers doing, getting content and just, fucking walking around and just be like, whoa, content, dude, content. And I don't want to do it. I think I've realized that there are just better ways to spend my time. And it's like, I have all these CDs. I've been buying these CDs from CD hunting. And I don't really listen to them in the car, because usually when I'm going to work, I'd rather listen to something that kind of has more meaning and I'm more familiar with. So I'm not going to listen to these CDs then. But I also am not going to listen to these CDs when I'm driving somewhere where I have time to record something. Because then it's like, well, I got to record something. So I feel like I am trying too hard to record things. It's basically what it boils down to, and just trying to turn anything I can into content. And I don't like that. So I don't want to stop making this stuff, because I enjoy making this stuff. I enjoy sitting down and just talking about a topic and just saying stuff. But I feel that it's become kind of this identity crisis, because on the one hand, it's like I want to make stuff that means more. I don't just want to, upload a video where I'm just driving and just talking about random shit, or just talking about the guy in front of me, just like, oh my god, this fucking guy didn't put on his blinker, dude. Just shit like that. I don't want to really do that. But then on the other hand, if I'm uploading daily, like, there's only so much time I have in the day, and I can't just spend forever meticulously editing my videos to make them, perfect or whatever. And even then, because I'm so unfocused because I'm also driving or whatever, I just don't have time. Or I just don't have, the polish that would make it a good video. So sometimes I end up, unfocused and kind of all over the place. So I've been thinking maybe it's time to end the streak again. And it's something that just came to me today, and I was just thinking, you know what, maybe. Because I just feel like I keep uploading a lot of filler videos to an extent. Like, I don't think they're really that filler, because they're at least interesting. But I feel like I just want to put more effort into them. And I think here's the thing. I don't think most of the time that you become successful by just doing something badly but consistently. And I know that sounds weird, because like usually consistency is like an important thing, right? But it's like, the problem is that I'm just doing something badly repeatedly over and over again, and I'm never trying to like really improve it or get better at it. And this is the big kind of issue I have here, because I don't really take a lot of time to make the thumbnails. I don't really take a lot of time to, edit things. Like, sometimes I'll edit certain stuff, obviously, especially if I accidentally like dox myself and say like, oh, I'm there, and it's like, oh fuck, I'm not supposed to say that, or just editing out me talking about some fucking person in front of me or whatever, or just editing out dead air. But it's just, I can't make stuff well enough and have time to make it, you know? So I've been thinking that I need to kind of restructure it, because I feel like I'm trying too hard to stretch all my time to record stuff and then having to find time to scramble to upload it. And like, for example, this morning I had to wake up. I woke up at 6:30 this morning because I worked the day shift today. I worked from 8 o'clock to 2. So, you know, obviously that kind of is difficult, especially when you're a night guy that then, like, you go from staying at work until 9 o'clock, and then you have to be back at work 12 hours after you leave work, and then the next day you have to be back, you know, you have to be back at 8 a.m. when you're used to fucking showing up at 2 p.m. Like, it's a big difference. But the reason why I bring that up is because I last night was kind of scrambling, and to be fair, like, I probably should have done it earlier, but I needed like some Minecraft footage, so I'm playing Minecraft, and I'm getting the footage, and then I have to go back and put the footage in and edit and render it and all that. And because of that, I stayed up like kind of late. I stayed up till like 12 something, and I was just like, man, I'm gonna be tired as fuck tomorrow. And to be honest, I don't actually feel that tired today for like getting 5 something hours of sleep. So that's good. But I feel that I can't keep just trying to churn stuff out all the time. And I feel like that's kind of the key word too, is that I'm like churning it out. I'm not taking my time to make it as good as I can. But part of the reason I like this channel is just because I get to just make stuff, and I don't have to think about how it's gonna turn out. And that was kind of my whole point of this channel. But I've been thinking that I do want to change things up a little bit. And especially I just want to record less stuff, I think. Which I know sounds like, what? Like, you know, you could just do that at any point, but I think I want to try and focus not so much on just releasing the content, but more about making it good. You know, about making stuff that people are actually going to want to watch or actually want to click on, instead of just, you know, me just turning on a camera. And it's like, I think something like this, you know, could have popped off in like, you know, 2011, but now it's not enough, you know? But it's also like, do I even want to pop off? I don't know. I don't know. But it would also be kind of nice to pop off, because then I could probably make a little money on the side doing this. So that would be kind of cool. And I mean, be doing something I want to be doing, so. But I just think doing daily stuff is too much. And obviously for certain types of content, it's more lucrative to do the daily thing. Like if you're making fucking, you know, commentary videos, right, and just talking about current events, like, oh man, this guy said this on Twitter, or oh, this guy, you know, he just canceled himself or something like that. Like, yeah, then you kind of want to get the video out ASAP and whatever. But for me, I'm just kind of doing this for fun, and I just want to make stuff. And I think I want to dial it back just so I can make stuff that I feel a little more proud of, rather than just kind of having this weird identity crisis. And especially really hit me when I was making the video from the walk, which was a video that I am blanking on the title of. What was I? Oh, the reducing your screen time, yeah. Because I was kind of rushing to edit it a little bit because it's like I have work and I have to get it uploaded at some point, and like I don't really have anything else to record, so I kind of gotta get it done today. So I was kind of going through it quick, and I'm thinking like, do I care if it's polished or not? Do I care? You know, do I want to make sure I edit it as well as I can, or should I even edit it, or should I just stop editing it and just stop editing out all dead air and just upload it? And it kind of made me realize that there is this identity crisis of, am I trying to make stuff that's good, or am I just trying to make as much stuff as I can? Am I trying to go for quantity, or am I trying to go for quality? And I feel like I'm trying to like go for both, but like I can't really figure it out. So I think personally, I think quality is probably better. But the problem, right, is that I had such a hard time feeling motivated to make stuff when I wasn't uploading daily, because there wasn't that thing that said, oh, well, you have to get this done. Because now I'm just kind of like, I don't feel like I'm gonna have something that pushes me to get stuff done, which I guess kind of just an overall problem, I guess procrastination or something, I don't know. But I've been thinking about it, and I just think, let's try again. Let's try again. Let's try to make stuff that I think is worthwhile. And I think also it'll be good because outside of making, good stuff, then I can actually focus on those main channel videos that I've said I've been working on for 30 years. And I can focus on just doing other things with my life. For example, I can spend more time reading, or I could spend more time working on music and learning to play piano and stuff like that. So I think going forward, the things I like to make videos about things that are just kind of like on my brain. For example, like the screen time thing, I think was a good idea. Or like just some of those like Minecraft commentary videos where I'm just talking about things I felt passionate about, and just things I had thought about in my head, like the lovely person thing, which I don't think anybody watched that video. But stuff like that, I think the problem is not that the topic is uninteresting. I think the problem is that I'm just doing it in a way that doesn't interest people, because there's no hook. It's just me being like, yeah, I just gotta work. So I think there is kind of like a happy medium here. And so I would like to keep making that sort of stuff, but make it more thought out, but not, overly scripted or anything like that, but just something that's more thought out, something I've thought about in my head, and I've written down some notes and some points, which I think after this, I think I'm gonna go buy like a tiny little notepad or something. And should I even buy a tiny notepad? Like, I have notepads at home. I have bigger notepads. I don't know. But like a tiny notepad would be nice, because then I would just be able to take it with me, and just have like easy to access notes instead of a giant fucking notebook and I'm like fucking flipping through it and stuff. But I think I would like to make some of those still. And I also do kind of enjoy the walking videos as well, because I feel like it gets me out of my comfort zone a little bit. Kind of makes it's awkward to be sitting there talking to people, or talking to yourself in front of people, but I feel like it's also something that is helpful, I guess, the best way to put it. So I'm honestly thinking that I want to keep doing those, and also it just kind of encourages me to go walking more. So I think I want to keep doing those, and I think I want to set some goals for myself, or maybe not goals, but like, I don't want to say requirements, but I can't really think of a better word other than requirements, so I'm just gonna say requirements. So I'm thinking, like, what if I make one of those, like one of each of those once a week or something like that? I think that seems like a good idea. And I've also floated the idea in my head of like, what if I go for like 3 videos a week? And, you know, could be of varying quality if I want to, or, you know, I could upload some cool stuff. I don't know. Point is that I think I honestly am looking forward to just making less stuff. So, and I also just feel like there were so many videos where it was just talking about like the latest things at work or the latest drama or whatever. You know, like, oh, Brian said this or Brian said that, or, you know, I did this at work, or, oh, this stupid bitch at work, she's so entitled, you know, shit like that. And I just think that I don't think that those topics necessarily are bad. I just think I need to actually like extend them to more than just talking about, you know, things that happen in my day. So I don't know. I'm gonna see how things go, and then, I mean, I guess if it gets bad, then we just go back to daily uploads, I guess. I don't know. But the hope is that I can find more stuff that I want to do and talk about, and try to make it just a little more refined so that people maybe enjoy it more. So I think for now I'm gonna say probably 2 uploads a week. At least 2 uploads a week, maybe more. Maybe, you know, maybe I have some extra thing. Maybe I have a you know, video I just want to record on Brian or whatever, you know, or whatever happened at work, or just something that happened in my life. But I feel like I'd rather make a couple videos that are just higher quality than just making a bunch of videos. That's kind of the way that I'm feeling right now. And also just giving me time to focus on other things. And like, for example, one thing I've started thinking about a lot is I want to either like get more into working out, or I want to go to a gym. Probably going to be the gym, to be honest. Just get myself out of my comfort zone a little bit, and also focus on improving myself. I mean, I've lost 50 pounds, but I still want to get in better shape. You know, that's still kind of the goal. So I would like to try and do that. And when I'm uploading videos every day, even if the video only takes like an hour to make, that's still an hour that could be spent doing other things. So I think I'm gonna try to get better at not like procrastinating the video, just uploading it at the last moment, trying to kind of, you know, focus on it over a period of a couple days and get it done, and try to come up with some interesting topics and actually kind of like flesh those topics out, instead of just being like, well, that's what I'm talking about today. What was I gonna say? I've done that a lot of times. I mean, even the whole screen time thing, I'm like, what was I gonna talk about? Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about that, I guess, but then like, I don't remember what I was gonna say, so like, I'm just gonna, yeah, you know, this happened, and I did this, and you know, it's a cool thing, yeah. I just like got distracted by the animals, and then I was just like, yeah, you know, but yeah, it's a cool thing. I don't know. It was not the best. But we'll see what happens. I think I'm hopeful that now I kind of have a better appreciation of my time, and I've been getting better at doing things with my time. And so the hope is that I can end up at a point where I just can consistently make these videos, and not because I have to uphold this daily upload thing, but because I want to make this stuff, you know, and I want to get it done. So, yeah, you know what, I am gonna go buy a little notepad. That's what I'm gonna go do before I go, or a little notebook, whatever, I don't know. I'm gonna go buy that before I go home. And then I'm gonna use that for ideas for these videos, and maybe just to write stuff in general. I don't know. We'll see. But with that, I'm gonna end things here because I don't want to make it too long, because I feel like that's also kind of a problem sometimes. Sometimes I just go on forever and I just keep reiterating the same stuff. So I'm trying to not do that here. And the timer I have up here, I've been recording for 38 minutes, but that wasn't actually real because I was doing a Buzzwole raid for like 12 minutes or something. So it's not that long, but I mean, still, it is 20 something minutes, still decent amount of time. So I'm good with ending it here, I think, and just going, getting some stuff, getting a nice little notebook, and calling it a day. So, yeah, we'll see how things go with no daily uploads, but I'm crossing my fingers that this time it's gonna be good. So yeah, with that, I guess I'm gonna end things here. I guess that's it.